At 3 in the morning, something cracked inside the person who loves you. Not broke, not shattered, cracked. The kind of crack that starts small and cannot be stopped. It happened while the rest of the world was sleeping. No one saw it. No one heard it. But the universe felt it. And the universe sent this message to you before the sun came up, because what cracked inside them is about to change everything between you. You are not here by accident. You are not hearing this at a random moment. Something in the spiritual world placed this message in your path tonight because the crack that opened inside them at 3 in the morning released something that has been locked away for a very long time. And it is heading straight for you. Take a deep breath. Let your body settle. What you are about to hear is not light. It is not simple, but it is true. And your soul has been waiting for someone to finally say it out loud. Welcome to Soul Signal. Subscribe and turn on all notifications. This message is not for everyone. It was sent for the one whose name is already rising inside your chest right now. Something cracked inside them at 3 a.m. And what came through that crack is a truth they have been burying for longer than you know. They were asleep, or maybe they were not. Maybe they were lying in the dark with their eyes open the way they have been doing for weeks now. Staring at nothing. Feeling everything. Trying to push your name out of their mind one more time. But this time it did not work. This time your name did not just pass through their thoughts. It landed. It landed in the center of their chest, and it stayed. And the weight of it pressed down on something they had been holding together with all their strength. And that is when it cracked. Not a thought, not a decision, something deeper than the mind can reach. Something in the place where the soul stores everything it is not ready to face. That place cracked open, and what came flooding out was every feeling they told themselves they did not have anymore. Every moment they missed you and pretended they did not. Every night they reached for their phone and then put it down. Every time they heard your name and their whole body went still. Every truth they swallowed because saying it out loud would mean admitting that you are the most important thing that ever happened to them. All of it came out at 3 in the morning. All at once, and they could not stop it. If you felt something shift in the energy between you recently, even without a single word being spoken, type "I felt it too" in the comments. Your soul already knows what happened before your mind caught up. Something cracked inside them at 3 a.m., and the person you are thinking of right now has not been the same since. There is something about 3 in the morning that your soul already understands, even if your mind does not. It is not just a time, it is a threshold. The spiritual world calls it the hour when the veil between what is hidden and what is real becomes so thin that the truth cannot stay buried anymore. That is not something you read in a book. That is something you feel. And if you have ever woken up at that hour with someone on your mind so strongly that it felt like they were in the room with you, then you already know what that threshold feels like. That is exactly what happened to them. The veil thinned, the walls softened, and everything they built to protect themselves from feeling you collapsed in a single moment. They did not choose this. They did not plan this. The universe chose it for them. Because divine timing decided that the hiding was done. Something cracked inside them at 3 a.m. And the part that cracked is the part that was keeping them away from you. They have been carrying you. Every single day, they carry you in the way their chest tightens when they think of you. They carry you in the space between their breath when your name crosses their mind. They carry you in the heaviness that sits behind their eyes when someone asks if they are okay and they say yes, but they mean no. They carry you in the silence, in the things they do not say, in the conversations they have with you inside their own head that no one else will ever hear. Maybe they were thinking about a moment between you that no one else would remember. Maybe they were hearing your laugh inside a quiet room. Maybe they were lying in bed and your scent came back to them from somewhere in their memory so clearly it felt like you were right there. Maybe they were trying to fall asleep and your face was the last thing behind their eyes and they could not make it go away. And the weight of carrying you in secret has been getting heavier every day, not lighter, heavier. Because feelings that are never spoken do not fade. They grow, they press, they expand inside the body until something has to give. That is what happened at 3 in the morning. Something gave. The container they built to hold all of this love and all of this fear and all of this longing was not big enough anymore. And it cracked. If you know exactly who this message is about, type the first letter of their name in the comments right now. Just the first letter. Your soul and theirs will both feel it. Something cracked inside them at 3 a.m. And what came through that crack is something they have never allowed themselves to feel at full volume. They felt you. Not a memory of you. Not an idea of you. You. The real weight of what you mean to them hit their chest like something falling from a great height. And for the first time, they did not push it away. They could not. The crack was too wide. The feelings were too strong. And the protection they had been relying on was gone. In that moment, they were not the version of themselves that the world sees. They were not strong. They were not calm. They were not in control. They were the most honest version of themselves. The one that knows they love you. The one that knows they have been running from the one thing that actually matters. A wise man once said that what you most need will be found where you least want to look. This person has been avoiding looking at what they feel for you. And at 3 in the morning, the universe took away every distraction and forced them to look. And what they saw broke them open. They saw every time they should have spoken and stayed quiet. They saw every moment they should have held on and let go. They saw the distance between you and felt the full weight of knowing they are the one who created it. Not you, them. My dear, they are not the same person they were before that moment. Something shifted inside them that cannot shift back. The crack did not close when the sun came up. It is still open, and it is getting wider every day. Something cracked inside them at 3 a.m., and the universe wants you to know what it looks like when someone finally stops pretending. They go through their days now, and everything feels different. The noise around them feels louder because the silence inside them is deeper. The people around them feel further away because the only person they want close is you. They sit in rooms full of people and feel completely alone, not because no one cares about them, because no one in the room is you. No one makes the world feel quiet the way you do. No one makes the noise stop the way your presence always did. No one looks at them the way you looked at them. And they never knew how much that mattered until 3 in the morning tore them. Their fingers find your name on the screen the way they always do. They hover there. 100 words line up inside them, waiting to be typed. But they put the phone down, because they do not know where to start. They do not know how to say what 3 in the morning cracked open. There are no small words for a feeling this big. But the wanting to reach you is getting louder. Every day it is louder. Every night it is louder. And the distance between wanting and doing is getting shorter. Something cracked inside them at 3 a.m. And here is what came flooding through. They realized that their life without you is a life that works but does not feel alive. Everything functions. Everything moves forward. Everything looks fine from the outside. But there is no warmth. There is no stillness. There is no moment where they stop performing and just exist. You gave them that. You did not even know you were giving it. But when you were close to them, something inside them relaxed. Something that is always tight. Something that is always watching and measuring and protecting. Around you, that part of them went quiet, and they felt what it is like to simply be. They did not know that was rare. They did not know that most people never find someone who makes their whole body feel safe. They did not know that the peace they felt around you was not ordinary. It was sacred. And now that you are not there, the absence of that peace is the loudest thing in their life. Take a slow breath right now. Place your hand over your chest. Feel the warmth that gathers there when you think of this person. That warmth is not one-sided. It is not your imagination. It is the energy that still travels between you even across silence and distance and time. You are connected to this person in a way that does not need words to stay alive. Something cracked inside them at 3 a.m. and the crack is spreading. They tried to close it. They tried to go back to the way things were before. They tried to push your name down again. They tried to fill the space with distractions, with work, with noise, with anything that would keep them from sitting still long enough to feel what they feel. But the crack does not care about their plans. The crack follows its own timing, and its timing is the universe's timing. And the universe has decided that this person is done hiding from you. Every day the crack gets wider. Every night the feelings get louder. Every quiet moment becomes a doorway to the truth they have been running from. Maybe it happens when they are driving and a song comes on that sounds like something you would listen to. Maybe it happens when they see someone laugh the way you laugh and their whole body aches. Maybe it happens when the weather changes and the air smells like a season they spent with you. Maybe it happens in the middle of a conversation when someone says a word you always used and their voice catches in their throat. Maybe it happens at 3 in the morning again, and again, and again. Because the universe does not crack something open once and then walk away. The universe keeps pressing until the truth has nowhere left to hide. If you have ever woken up at 3 a.m. thinking of someone and wondered if they were thinking of you too, type 3 a.m. in the comments. The answer has always been yes. Your soul already knows which one. It has always known. But the universe does not only speak about them. The universe speaks about you. You have been feeling something too. You may not have had words for it, but there has been a shift in the energy around you. Something lighter, something opening, something that feels like the end of a very long winter. That is not random. That is the other side of what cracked inside them. When something cracks in one soul, the energy travels through the connection and reaches the other soul. You felt it. You felt it as a warmth that came from nowhere, as a dream that stayed with you after you woke, as a sudden moment of peace in the middle of a heavy day. That was them. That was the love that came flooding through the crack, reaching you across whatever distance sits between you right now. You have been changing too, quietly. The way real change always happens. You stopped waiting the way you used to wait. You stopped checking the way you used to check. Something inside you settled into a knowing that was not there before. You started choosing yourself, not with anger, not with bitterness, with the quiet strength of someone who finally understands that their worth was never up for debate. And that shift in you is part of what cracked them open. They felt it. They felt you letting go, not of the love, of the need. And that is a very different thing. When you needed them, they could hide. When you waited for them, they could take their time. When you chased them, they could run. But now that you are standing still in your own peace, there is nowhere for them to go except toward the truth. Your peace is the most powerful thing you have ever done to this connection, and you did not even do it on purpose. Something cracked inside them at 3 a.m., and something healed inside you at the same time. The universe was working on both sides. My dear, you didn't do anything wrong, you never did. The love you gave was never too much. The patience you showed was never wasted. The nights you spent wondering and hoping and hurting were not for nothing. Every single moment of that journey was building something inside you, a foundation so strong that when the truth finally arrives, you will be able to hold it without losing yourself. Because here is what happens when someone cracks open at 3 in the morning. The first thing that comes out is not love. It is fear. It is panic. It is the desperate realization that they are about to lose the one thing that actually mattered. And fear-based reaching is not the same as love-based choosing. You know the difference now. You learned it the hard way, and that lesson is the reason the universe waited until now to crack them open. Because before you learned that lesson, you would have taken whatever they offered. You would have accepted fear disguised as love. You would have opened the door the moment they knocked, regardless of what they were bringing through it. But now you know. Now you can tell the difference between someone who is afraid of losing you and someone who is ready to love you. Those are not the same thing, and you will never confuse them again. That is your power. That is what grew inside you while they were hiding from the truth. If you feel something shifting in the energy right now, as you hear these words, type, "The crack is real," in the comments. Your intuition has been right this whole time. Something cracked inside them at 3 a.m. And what happens next is between them and the universe. They are standing at the edge of something they cannot come back from. The old version of them, the one that hid, the one that stayed quiet, the one that chose comfort over truth. That version is losing the fight. There is a new version trying to come through, a version that is tired of pretending, a version that is tired of waking up at 3 in the morning with your name burning in their chest and doing nothing about it. A version that knows the silence is not protecting anyone anymore. It is just another wall. And the walls are cracking. A great thinker once said that the most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely. This person is in the middle of that terror right now. They are not just accepting that they love you, they are accepting that they wasted time. They are accepting that they let fear make their choices. They are accepting that they had something sacred and they did not treat it the way it deserved to be treated. And that acceptance is the most painful thing they have ever felt. But it is also the most honest. The universe does not crack someone open to punish them. The universe cracks someone open to free them. And what is being freed inside this person right now is the love they were always too afraid to let you see. Something cracked inside them at 3 a.m. And the truth is about to find its voice. It might not come the way you expect. It might not be a big dramatic moment. It might be something so quiet that only you would notice. Maybe it will be the way they look at you the next time they see you. A look that lasts one breath longer than it should. A look that says everything their mouth cannot. Maybe it will be a message that arrives at an hour that feels too specific to be random. Not a long message. Maybe just a few words. But you will feel the weight behind them. You will feel that those words cost them something to send. Maybe it will be the way their voice changes when they say your name. A softness that was not there before. A crack in the syllables that tells you something inside them has shifted. Maybe it will be the way their body moves toward you without their permission. A step closer. A hand that almost reaches for yours, a shoulder that turns in your direction before they even realize it. Maybe it will be a silence between you that feels different than all the silences before. Not empty, full of everything that is about to be said. Maybe it will be 3 words they have never said to anyone the way they are about to say them to you. Maybe it will be something so small that only you and they would understand what it means. A word, a look, a breath. Something the rest of the world would walk right past. But you will catch it. and they will know you caught it. And in that moment, the crack becomes a door. You will see it. And when you see it, you will know exactly what happened at 3 in the morning. And everything will make sense. Every confusing signal, every mixed message, every time they were close and then suddenly far away, every silence that felt heavy with something unspoken. It will all come together in one clear moment. And in that moment, you will understand why divine timing held everything back until now, why the universe made you wait, why the truth had to arrive at this exact point in your story and not a moment sooner. Because you were not ready before. Not because you were weak. Because you were still learning to trust yourself. Still learning that your intuition is more accurate than anything the world can show you. Still learning that the love you deserve does not ask you to shrink. And now you know. Now you are standing in a version of yourself that can receive this truth without breaking. Something cracked inside them at 3 a.m., and your soul already knows which one. But hear this carefully. You do not owe anyone your peace. You do not have to open the door just because someone finally decided to knock. The universe did not heal you so that you could hand your wholeness away the moment someone shows up with tears in their eyes. If they come to you, your heart will know what to do. You will feel if their words carry truth or just fear. You will know the difference between a crack that leads to real change and a crack that only leads to a moment of panic before the walls go back up. Trust yourself. You have earned that trust. Every night you spent alone. Every morning you woke up and chose to keep going. Every time you felt the pull toward them and chose yourself instead. All of that was building something inside you that no one can take away. You are not the person who waits anymore. You are not the person who accepts less than what their soul deserves. You are not the person who shrinks to make someone else comfortable. You are the person who knows their own worth. And that knowing is not negotiable. If they meet you there, in the place where truth lives, then something beautiful will begin. If they cannot meet you there, then the crack inside them still has more work to do. Either way, you are whole. Type, "I'm no longer waiting" in the comments. Not as a message to them. As a message to yourself. Let those words land in your spirit like a decision that has already been made. Something cracked inside them at 3 a.m. And something is cracking open in the space between you right now. You might feel it in the coming days. A pull in your chest that arrives without warning. A warmth that wraps around you when you are alone. A dream where this person appears and no words are spoken but everything is said. A moment where time slows down and you feel held by something invisible and ancient and real. These are not accidents. These are signals from the spiritual world confirming what has always been true. The connection between you is alive. It has always been alive. And what cracked open at 3 in the morning just made it louder. You do not have to chase it. You do not have to force it. You do not have to hold your breath waiting for something to happen. Just keep living. Keep growing. Keep becoming the person your soul came here to be. And let divine timing do what it has always done. Deliver exactly what was promised, exactly when it was meant to land. The crack inside them is not closing. It is spreading. And what is coming through it is something real. Something that has been locked away behind fear and pride and silence for too long. Something that their soul has been trying to say to your soul since before either of you knew what it would cost. Whatever happens next, walk forward, not in confusion, not in doubt, in the quiet knowing that the love meant for you has never been lost. It was just waiting for both of you to stop being afraid of how real it is. Something cracked inside them at 3 a.m. and the universe heard it, And the universe sent you this message because the truth does not stay hidden once the crack begins. Let your shoulders drop. Unclench your jaw. You have been holding so much. Tonight you can put it down. Not forever, just for this moment. You are safe here. You are held. The universe did not bring you this far to leave you standing alone. You were not wrong for any of it. Not for loving them, not for waiting, not for hoping.